Prepare to make notes, because I'm about to make you a list of what to do to make every ADC call you their favorite support of all time. First off, stop sharing plates. The more gold the carry gets, the more likely you are to win the game. So stop gatekeeping yourself from your desired rank by doing something so easily avoidable. Try to save your support item during the first wave and then take 2 minions off the second wave to reach level 2 before the enemies, giving you prio and potentially kills. Only acceptable reason to not have 2 stacks of support item for second wave is if you do something like this, which also gives you prio. Let the ADC last hit wards when you sweep. Combined, you get more gold. But more importantly, your carry gets more gold. Buy a sweeper when the game starts and abuse the bushes. If you don't buy the sweeper and the enemies put 1 ward in the bush, they can play much safer. And you don't want that, do you? Recognize power spikes, either in items or abilities. For example, Samira needs level 2 to go in because of her E, so you have a much bigger chance of winning if you save HP and wait till level 2. And then you have these piece of shit Ezreals who start tier and deal 0 damage until they've bought something else. Subscribe to my channel, follow me on Twitch and join the Discord community. Wait, how does this make ADCs happy again? Oh yeah, no, that's right, it makes me happy. So do it. I know I've covered this before, but mirror your ADC's wave management. I don't care if they're a little bit goofy in the head. If you know that you should slow push the wave because you know macro, but the ADC is relentlessly attacking the wave, you just help them push it and use your tempo to reset or to roam. Help the ADC crash the wave before you leave them if they're slow pushing it. Remember, the bigger wave crash, the more tempo you get. However, when you both want to reset and the wave is pushing towards you, then you can simply leave the wave. This is a huge tip that I see a lot of players not utilizing, and it will save you both a ton of tempo. You'll have to thin out the wave a little bit before resetting at times when the wave is a lot bigger than yours. Hold waves for your ADC, it will make the wave stay in the happy spot, which is good for the both of you. Don't fight in big waves, minions together strong. You will be sure to grief your lane this way. Just have some patience and fight them in your wave later. When they are slow pushing waves and have the minion advantage, it is their turn. And when you slow push the waves and have the minion advantage, it is your turn. And you want to fight on your terms. In some scenarios, you should last hit minions under tower to delay the wave, instead of constantly hard pushing it, making the wave slow push instead of resetting in the middle, giving you more playmaking potential. This might be a tough pill to swallow for the Pyke players out there, but don't leave your ADC when the wave crashes into your tower if they can be dived. Don't leave your ADC if they need to crush the wave and for any reason can't do it without your threatening presence. And don't leave the ADC when the opponents freeze and the ADC can't easily 1v2 them. Failing this is how you make enemies for life. Therefore, you should be very careful when you roam. There are a ton of factors to think of before just up and leaving ADC for that carton of milk in the mid lane. If you're not 100% confident on roam timers, I have covered this topic in another video. Use pings, and if that doesn't work, then use chat. Very basic, but as any marriage counselor would tell you, communication is key. And be honest with yourself, bot lane is just an unwanted marriage that you can't get out of. Of course, you can always become a dad, packing up your shit and leaving, never to return, roaming permanently, but your wife in this scenario will be very unhappy and might start running into the freeway, which is what we're trying to avoid. This analogy, by the way, is rock fucking solid, guys. It's not just good, it's phenomenal. It's literally the perfect comparison. Imagine the moment when it all just clicks and the light bulb goes off in your head. That's exactly what this analogy does. Imagine being married though, alright? Recognize your ADC's playstyle, and then mirror it. This is very important. You can attempt to play aggressively and see if your ADC follows that, as they should try to mimic your playstyle as well. If they don't, then you kinda have to follow their playstyle, and most likely look for roam opportunities. If you play a support that isn't a pussy enchanter, you should never hide behind your ADC. They cannot walk up if you are not there, applying pressure by standing there menacingly. Read the body language. Yes, I said body language. There's actually body language in League. This is what makes it so fucking easy for Smurfs to spot ganks. Because the enemies all of a sudden start walking up with 10 times the confidence that they've had all game. At the same time, good players in the bot lane have learned that they have to adjust to their partner's playstyle, which means they read the body language and play accordingly. If your ADC rarely walks up, he probably knows something you don't, or he's just a pussy. Either way, you can't engage if he's gonna hide in the corner like a scared little kitten. On the other hand, if he constantly walks up aggressively and you don't match that, he might get punished and you lose lane, instead of dominating the enemies. Don't follow bad calls. Trust your gut.
Yeah. Come here.
Okay, this might also lose us the game.
This never fails.
I don't trust that at all.
Let's go here.
Communicate that you don't think that their call is a good idea. Sometimes you're sadly gonna have to follow anyways. If you have no clue whether or not it is a good or a bad call, then you can try it out and learn from the experience. That is the appropriate way of limit testing. Make sure your ADC can follow your play. Consider their position and their kit, and ask yourself if they're close enough to actually assist you if you go Rambo on the enemies. I'm not saying don't go Rambo, I'm just saying think before you do. Try to pay attention to the cooldowns of your ADC and the enemies, and play around these. As I just made a video on this, I will not waste anyone's time repeating myself, so let's go over to the next one. Did you guys know that Pyke is an actual support? Came as a shock to me too, not gonna lie, but it's true. Pyke is a support. That's why he is primarily played in the support role, which means that he has the same duties as the other supports. Everything applies to you psychotic fucks too. And it's so sad that I even have to mention this one, but tank the goddamn tower when diving. You gotta accept the fact that your life is worth less than the AD carries. If you want to learn how to dive in a good way every time, then I suggest you check out my video on diving. Protect your ADC at all costs throughout the game. That Twitch was totally not my mid laner. Trust me, I wouldn't lie to you. And to finish it all off, here are some reasons as to why you should trust and listen to me exclusively. Thank you for watching.